Well, just some of the snippets that have been highlighted there in regards to, of course, what exactly the conversation around the budget has been in regards to the insurance industry to sort of try and crystallize that conversation even further. Now, with me in studio, is Washington Ndegea. He is the chair at the BIMAS Intermediaries Association of Kenya, a body that countrywide represents the affairs of agents in the insurance industry, other intermediaries as well. He's here to speak into that conversation. Karibu sana, Washington.
Asante, wakaba.
Now, well, first off, of course, there is fact that there have been some taxes, withholding tax and other things introduced there into premiums that are going to be paid to various different aspects. For example, people who are non-resident in the country out there. But the key sticking point is the fact that the Cabinet Secretary had something to say about agents and their relationship with the rest of the industry, and especially the money that should be going to the insurance industry and the companies.
That's right, Peter. There was this proposal in this year's budget,
yes,
that intermediaries should not be touching premiums.
Yes.
Or rather, potential clients are supposed to go to insurance companies to go and pay directly to insurance companies.
Yes.
Which presents a lot of challenges.
Yes.
Because, Peter, you've got to understand that for insurance to continue in this country, someone has got to reach the populace. Someone has got to educate the population on what insurance is all about. And that role largely falls on the 10,000 plus insurance agents in this country, of which I am the chairman and I represent them through BIMA Intermediaries Association of Kenya.
One of the interesting things is that already in the past, it has been that agents would not normally handle cash unless it's absolutely necessary, because we already have in place various technologies to do that. So why do you think it has come up in the budget this time around? Well,
I tend to think there are other intermediaries in the market.
Yes.
It's not only insurance agents. We also have brokers.
Yes.
And recently we've seen banks also getting into the fray.
Yes.
Now, insurance agents' handling of premiums is very clear-cut.
Yes.
That you only handle premiums when it is absolutely necessary.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you'll get a client who will tell you, can you please go and pay for me this and give me back the cover?
Yes.
We are happy to do that.
Because they pay in terms of checks or other
checks.
Forms. Yes.
Even cash.
Yes.
There's some actually who don't even do, not even actually does checks. Not everyone does also M-Pesa, for example.
Yes.
There are people who will say, I'll give you hard cash.
Yes.
Go and pay. I mean, we've done this all over the years. And Peter, you've got to understand that there are checks and balances to those people to handling of cash,
yes,
and if you don't remit the same. Now, when you come to the other class, that is the brokers and the banks, I would think it was more targeted on them.
Yes.
Because like the brokers, they had this window where they used to hold cash even up to 90 days.
Yes.
But now it's been reduced to around 3 days. Now, the banks came in the other day. They're supposed to be operating as insurance agents.
Yes.
But practically, when banks procure the premiums,
yes,
they don't pay immediately.
So they're now acting as underwriters.
Almost like underwriters. Almost like brokers, so to speak. And they withhold the money and they pay at their own will, so to speak. And this brings us to the conversation we had earlier on.
Yes.
That banks came to do insurance business and it was not very so much suited for them.
Yes.
It is to their advantage they hold on to the money. I mean, they have overnight lending.
Yes.
They can earn interest on it.
Yes.
If banks, let me give you an example.
Yes.
About 2 years back, I went to this insurance company, and the CEO was trying to show me how much they're owed by banks. And one company had been owed over something like 50 million in terms of premiums. It was an eye-opener. I had never had that.
Yes.
I had never known that.
So essentially the challenge could be the fact that banks are starving the underwriters of cash.
That's right.
But then the law is being targeted in blanket fashion and might actually injure the people who are not with the problem.
Yes, Peter, because you see, it sends a bad message out there.
Yes.
You see, it's also very not practical. Because when you start saying intermediaries should almost hold the client hand,
yes,
and take you to the insurance company to go and pay because I'm not supposed to handle the money.
Yes.
How practical is that?
Yes, let's talk about how the budget usually is made, because we'd expect that there should have been public participation in terms of arriving at that sort of thing. Why you and the people you represent consulted? Maybe these recommendations came out of some sort of such consultation.
That's a good question, Peter, because around October, November,
yes,
we are told to submit what would like to be seen in the following year's budget.
Yes,
but as regarding this, Peter, there was never consultation, so to speak.
Yes.
In fact, it gets us to the point of who actually recommends or who advises the Treasury on insurance matters.
Yes.
Peter.
We would think it's the IRA.
Well, it's supposed to be IRA.
Yes.
But if IRA is not in touch with the ground,
yes,
then how practical is it for IRA to do this?
Yes.
Peter, let me also put it this way, that for all along, as we've existed as insurance agents, there has been measures
yes,
to curb anything to do with premiums. And there are bigger problems in the industry
yes,
than premium handling.
yes,
We should be talking about insurance penetration.
yes,
Peter, if this is practiced the way the CS suggested,
yes,
I mean, I don't know how many people, I don't know what kind of penetration we'll be looking at.
If you think about it and look at places generally outside Nairobi where a lot of business does get done in the more remote parts of this country, would it be feasible not to have brokers in places like Turkana, Moyale, other places like Ipi, and the places where literally there are no representative offices of these organizations?
That's the point. I mean, no, there are no representative offices, that's definite. Peter, I've got members of my own organization.
Yes.
I remember talking to them sometime early this year. They had gone to Turkana to sell insurance, so to speak.
Yes.
And there is no one else there apart from them. And they take like a week after they receive the premiums to bring them back to the insurance company and take back the policy.
Yes.
Or the fruits of their labor.
Yes.
Now, if you expect a guy in Turkana to come all the way to come and pay in Nairobi or to come and pay to the nearest town the premiums.
Yes.
Now, we should be talking about insurance penetration, which has really been affected. We should be talking about BIMAS intermediaries, this organization,
yes,
being empowered to remove the rogue agents, which is really an issue,
yes,
who are spoiling the name of the industry,
yes,
so that people can have more confidence in the sector.
Let's talk about, finally, because we have just about a minute to go, the fact that last year you had started to go out to educate people about insurance. We saw you in several different places across the country. And this is essentially because of the fact that for very many people, the understanding about insurance is literally not there, and in most places very low. How do we then go about empowering Kenyans to be able to understand insurance, understand what products are right for them, understand their rights, so they can start to engage on a common platform?
The bottom line lies in the insurance agent. The bottom line.
Yes.
Educate the insurance agent, empower him with a lot of information, which we as an association we are doing. We go around, we've been going around the country the better part of this year, and bringing various information from various key stakeholders in the industry, so that you can have an all-rounded agent who will be able to properly advise you, Peter. You know, insurance is not, you know, people think insurance is motor. Insurance is not motor insurance. Insurance is so wide. But when you talk about insurance, people focus on motor.
Yes.
Motor is just about 43% of the premiums of insurance in this country. But if you see, when you have 10,000 strong agents and a potential of another 15,000 strong, what is this that is not making IRA focus on the agent, so to speak? What is this that is making IRA not focus on empowering BIMAS intermediaries as an association, so that we can be able to, I mean, they should give us a chance. They should take us at our word. When we say we want to get rid of the rogue agents, let them try. Yes. As if it's possible.
Well, indeed, Washington, thank you very much for your insights. Unfortunately, we are out of time. But key questions right there, and the fact that to remain Kenyans, that insurance penetration remains below 3%, and the entire 97% of the population still out there waiting to be tapped. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thanks.
Well, on that informative note, we want to take it to a short commercial break, but when we do come back, it will be Entrepreneurship 101. Jeff Njao Moya standing by here in studio with insights into taxation and your business. That in just about 2 minutes. Stay with us here on KTN Business Today.